Hey, what's up with my party people? This is a new video series that I'm starting out. It's gonna have 608. No, I'm just playing. This is just video that I was gonna be talking about while I'm cleaning my jackal. Just free thoughts and what I think about stuff. This one is gonna be why I personally think that the AR-15 round, the 5.56, 223, whatever, is a better platform and more suitable caliber for home defense. Now, you can have good 9mm ammo, granted, and it is most pistols, and even if you have a what do you call it, SMG or some type of more compact formative pistol. Videos on that coming soon. You can make some pretty good alternatives, but we're going to be talking about why the AR's capabilities are more suited for anybody's home defense. By the way, omnivore holster, universal light bearing, as well as TLR1 holster from Filster. It's the Filster floodlight, in case you guys were wondering. But let's get to it. So this is currently how I have it set up, more or less as my GPR, my general purpose rifle. I can touch stuff out to distance with this as I disassemble it. I'm getting a new red dot on it. But what's crazy, and I was just telling my friend in the Army today that I couldn't even remember the name of this red dot, but it's held 0 and I've had it for like 5 years. So kudos to them. I think CV Life or V Life, I don't know how it's pronounced or whatever, but yeah, this thing's been holding up fine, this red dot that is. Also, I'm doing a separate video testing my Mall C1 and just to see how that's been holding up. But let's get to it. Disassembly. Also, I am a firm believer in extended takedown pins for this exact reason. Like these pins, when you push them in, they stick out a little bit on both sides, so that it's easy to push it in, get it started, and then just pull it out on the other side like that. Very easy to get them started. Anyways, get that to the side. But yeah, this Mall C1 Plus has held 0 for me so far. And this is just a replica, it's a clone, it's not the actual thing. I paid like $250 for it, might have been 200. And it's holding 0, which is all that I wanted. Also, this is like probably the most bougie thing that I've bought, like gun wise, and it's the cheapest. I have a muzzle condom on here from Strike Industries. In a pinch, it'll just blast off, but you can see it's already collecting dirt and dust and stuff, so I don't want that stuff on my muzzle. So just something to think about. I got it for like $1.50 online, and it's been in my cart for like years, so finally got that. That's pretty cool. Anyways, this is why, before I start breaking this down and cleaning it, why the AR platform is, I think, the most versatile, because you can put so many different calibers on the same upper or the same lower, and all you need is a different upper. For instance, I made this folding, you know, I added the adapter and the folding brace and stuff, or stock, and you know, that made this. But this same lower can accommodate so many different calibers, from 223, 5.56, 224 Valkyrie, 50 BMG. Yes, they have 50 BMG, 50 Beowulf. What else? They have so many different calibers. They even have bolt action. They have belt fed, and all of that can fit on that one lower. All you need is just different uppers. So you could really have a million uppers with just like 2 or 3 lowers, right? And it would work theoretically, you know, which is, you know, crazy to some people's minds. Like, and that's why I think that they're trying to ban them so much, because they are so versatile. And it's like this. I think I said this in one of my previous videos a while ago, but if apples are the most common fruit and you ban apples, everything else is easy because they're not as common. If you can ban the most common thing, then everything else will be light work. That's why I think there's such a push to ban this platform. But anyways, let's actually get this out of the way for a little bit. And so this is why I think the AR is so versatile. I'm missing a couple rounds from this actually, but let's see. You got, I'm trying to think of the run of the mill. So this is all the ammo that is like readily available for this platform, that I could at least get my hands on. And this is as of, you know, the ammo industry catching back up a little bit, and just some stuff in my collection. But all of these, for the most part, are good self-defense rounds by themselves, because the AR round itself is more or less frangible. It won't really penetrate that deep. It's not really meant to penetrate. It's meant to go in and bounce around and fragment and all of that stuff without even being frangible. Most other calibers, you have to actually get a frangible round to do what the AR just does. Just watch anybody's basic ballistic testing into ballistic gels, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Most other calibers go straight through 1, if not 2 blocks, and the AR just goes in and does its job, and, you know, does basically what a self-defense round is supposed to. Even watch drywall videos of these and you'll see what I'm saying. But that being said, I do have self-defense rounds for these that I have paired in magazines. This is the Hornady with the red tip right there. You can see that. That's a good self-defense round. This is just the run-of-a-mill. I want to say this is a Silver Bear steel case, you know, cheapo. This is just some 5.56, regular 5.56, if I'm not mistaken, 223, or it might be the opposite, but they're basically in a 5.56. They're basically interchangeable. These are still about $10 around, or $10 for a box of 20 that you can get very readily available too. That's another thing that the industry was hit hard, but there still was availability for 223 5.56. The price went up a little bit, but it really stayed consistent throughout the whole time, whereas everything else, the price skyrocketed. This is some Gold Bear, some Gold Tiger actually. I remember this, 223. And then this is some Soft Point brown tip 5.56. Does the same thing though, you know. Soft Point is really good at breaking up better. This is another Soft Point. This is just a silver tip, or yeah, a gray tip I should say. Same thing, I don't remember the brand, but I got a ton of these. And this is what everybody lost their shit about when Obama was in office, the armor piercing round. It's got a steel core, so it goes a little further, but not much. It's not like the M1A or whatever, the actual steel penetrating round. This goes like a little bit less than that one, and then because I've seen them tested back to back, and yeah. But this is still nice to have. I pair these with some of my self-defense rounds, because if I do have to penetrate a car or whatever, then these are really good a really good option. These are my tracers, actual tracers, not no the bullet traces behind the barrel or none of that. This is actual, uses fire, actual tracer round. So this is pretty useful to have. And then this is just a poly black tip, not the penetrating, you know, what is it, explosive penetrator, not the like the BMG 50 BMG black tip. This is regular poly tip black tip. And I actually pair these two together, usually in a magazine, so that I can, you know, penetrator, then the really good frangible, or sometimes pair these together. That's a pretty decent combo. But all of these rounds being said, these will all fit my setup right now, and they all will work and basically do the same thing. I'm not really worried about over penetration of any of these if it goes through drywall or anything like that. But that being said, let's get to some cleaning. These are some really good rounds, and the availability of these has not really went up or down in my opinion. You could always find at least the basics, and with there being a lot of American manufacturers of this type of ammo, that does really help. So, you know, keep that in mind, guys. But let's get some CLP out and let's start breaking this baby down. So I haven't cleaned this thing. It's been about, I want to say 2,000 rounds, something like that. I haven't really been counting. I lost count after like 500. I just been taking it to the range and running it really. And yeah, let's get this thing broken down. I'm not wearing gloves because I like actually feeling what I'm doing. So this is not a disassembly video. There's a ton of those online. But oh, look at that. That is dirty. I'll get that cleaned up. It's supposed to be silver, by the way. And then we're just gonna be seeing if we can find any massive like wear, anything like that. Oops. On anything. And we'll port it back. So this thing is dirty too. This sled is very dirty, but it's only really wearing on the parts that I would expect it to. The parts where it's consistently sliding back and forth. Excuse me. But that thing is dirty for sure. You can see I'm already getting dirty. Let's see, inspection. It is throwing a lot of gas and carbon up in this area, so keep that in mind if you're putting your hand right here, but I don't, so that's nothing for me to really worry about. But just for you guys, in case you got the extended rail, keep that in mind, because there is a lot of built up carbon right there, as if there is some type of gas leak there. But I think that's how they get the system to run. They overgas it at some settings, and I'm pretty sure I have mine at the overgas setting. But that being said, it still runs really flat, so not really tripping about that. Give it a couple drops, let it work its way on there. Rub that around a little bit. It's gonna be a oiling video too as well. But yeah, you can see how dirty that is. But it's directly dealing with the gas, so I would expect that to be pretty dirty. Let's see, and then a little bit of wear on here, but nothing to write home about. No peening, no real showing of breakage. Is just really the paint peeling where it's really, you know, because you got to think this is not really a tight fit, so it's really just slanting around in there. So I would expect that. Plus with this part rubbing, I could see that. And then right there the same thing, because this is the part that connects with this, and I do not go easy on this thing. But it's not forming any type of divot, it's just scratching off the paint. So, you know, paint don't last forever. If they had a forever lasting paint, that'd be the last paint that anybody would buy. So yeah, you can see, we'll clean that off a little bit as well. And I don't know about you guys, but my favorite part about going to the range is the cleaning afterwards. I just love it. It makes me feel like I got a brand new gun, like it's completely rejuvenated or something. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Yeah, that thing looks way better already. Let's see. No real marks on the inside. I see of. Use my handy dandy flashlight, aka the flashlight that I got handy. Let's see. I haven't heard of any reports on the feed ramps or anything going haywire, but just seems to be normal wear and tear. There's definitely some carbon buildup in that piston, but nothing to write home about what you'd expect. Barrel throw looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks good to me. So let's get to cleaning these parts. This is the one I really wanted to get on camera right here, because this thing is definitely dirty. Because this is the one that takes all the reciprocal action, and most of the carbon you can see. As you guys can see, this thing is very dirty. Ooh wee, look at that. Get some drips on the top of there. And this paint is holding up really nice. I think they used a different coat for this. Either that or it's made of a completely different type of metal. I want to say it's made of like a stainless steel. Different type of stainless steel, but this thing is nice. Okay. Looks like I got this little spring coming out a little bit. I'm gonna punch that back into place. I don't know what it does. It looks like it's just a retaining pin for this or something, but regardless, we're gonna put that thing back in place. It looks like it's coming out a little bit. I could be wrong, but definitely looks like it's coming back out. Or I should say back out, it's coming out. Okay, none of the parts are, I think this is actually not even a mil spec bolt either, it's a modified bolt. So keep that in mind, guys, if you're trying to replace these bolts. I seen it in the Jackal group I am in on Facebook. They was asking that. And it is a modified bolt. Alright, that's probably been enough time. Let it sit. Let's see what it's looking like. Get some of this soot off of here. Oh wee, look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that, it looked like a brand new bolt. Get some on the top, especially up here. Break that thing down. All right. It's got some caked on carbon, so nothing we can really do about that without the Dremel polishing tool. Yes, I'm recording. We'd need the Dremel polishing tool to get that stuff off right there, but it already looks better than what it did, so that's a big win for me personally. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this other stuff off of here. And this is just to show you like real world cleaning, and not a deep cleaning with the Q-tips and stuff, which I do have on hand, but this is just a slight getting all the carbon off and getting it back to where it can function 100%. And this is probably what you do in the field if you were at a campfire, off a patrol or whatever. This is probably the type of cleaning that you would do. Probably be required to do, honestly. All right, let's see what this sled got. Also, this is the beefed up sled. I don't have the one sled that was failing at first that people were having problems, but I have the beefed up lugs right here. And and I am a fan. I haven't had a problem with it. And I did wait a little bit because I know the first time a product comes out, they always have problems with something. A lot of times what people will do is either they won't find the problems that they're gonna have, or they'll use the people to beta test. And the people will find a problem, and then they'll release the version 2 or the 2.0 or the second version of the product, and that'll be usually the one that I get, because that'll be the one that fixes the problems that everybody complained about. Because a lot of times in this industry especially, people actually do listen to the consumers, but sometimes they don't. If they don't release the 2.0, either everybody was so happy with the first version, or they could give two shits about the consumer, Glock or EOTech, and they won't release shit that people want until years later. Then it's already too late, and the market has already caught up with them. So, keep that in mind, guys, when you're out here buying stuff. Keep an eye on the reviews. That's what I really like watching. And then watch the reviews of the smaller channels, the people that aren't paid by the companies, or the people that aren't sent the product to review. Keep an eye on them. The people who actually pay their hard-earned money for it, those are the ones you want to watch. For instance, I paid my hard-earned money for this, and I'm a fan, so that should say something, because if I'm paying for it, best believe I'm giving my hard-earned money's worth of an advice, because I don't want people to waste their money, especially if I did, because I do have some bad reviews on here of stuff that I bought. But more often than not, I wait for the good products to come, and I do good reviews. Simply put, I wait on the trash to be distributed before I come and pick it up. Simple concept, I know, but well, push this thing out. Okay, so I think it just has, yeah. So I think this little spring just sticks out a little bit because I just put it in my vise, and yeah, that's just how it is. I don't even know what that piece does, but anyways, if you spending your hard-earned money on something, a lot of times what you'll do is get online and try to justify your purchase, which is what I did at first. Like, I'm waiting on people to drop I wanted to be the first person to drop a Jackal video, but alas, Military Arms beat me to it. This is the hardest part of the Jackal, by the way, guys. Oh, I gotta put the sled in first. Is the reassembly, this dang piston, man. It's the damn death of me. And every time it's on camera, it either works really good or it doesn't work at all. Let's see. Put some oil on here. Whoops. Put some oil on here. Make it smoother. Just a little smoother. There we go. And then bam. And I do like how this does go in both slots, so this can go. It truly is ambi, and it's really easy to make it ambi. So all I gotta do is pull it back to that slot, line it up, and then bam. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. All right. But yeah, let's see if this actually goes in. First try, that's what she said. And that's why I got a kid now. Lining this thing up is kind of a pain in my ass. But then again, these aren't meant to be disassembled frequently unless you're just shooting them a shit ton. So let's see, I'm gonna do it in real time so y'all can see how long it actually takes. The hardest part is actually seeing where the piston is in relation to the hole that lines it up. I'm gonna get my handy dandy trusted light and have it help me out, because I can't see shit. There we go. So that's how long it took me in real time. I don't know. Somebody in the comments will probably post how long it took. But if you get good at this, I'm sure you can do it very fast. But I'm not doing this for speed. I'm doing this for perfection. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think about the current state of the industry. I know it can be better. I know it can be worse. But what's your least favorite and most favorite part of the industry currently? My biggest takeaways are that the industry is very innovative, but they sometimes disguise innovation as just random accessories, like solving problems that don't exist. Like, hey, you never know that you needed a napkin tray on your AR, and they'd be like, man, I remember I did need that one time, and tricking people into thinking that they need something that they don't, which happens very often and very frequently, and I see it happen all the time. And especially companies that make just accessories, they benefit from that a lot. So I see them, coming up with shit that nobody really wants. But more often than not, companies like Strike Industries are actually solving problems that people actually have. But I have seen them have a couple useless products, like a muzzle condom. Really? Well, I was like, what the fuck is this? But it made sense once I actually started storing my stuff, and I was like, I want my muzzle to be clean, and I don't want stuff to actually, fall in or get in my muzzle. Especially now that I'm about to start going to an outdoor range, I'm gonna start putting those on more, so that I don't get like dirt and debris in it when I put it down or whatever, right? So just something to keep in mind. People innovate sometimes, but more often than not, they're just trying to throw shit at the shelf and see what sticks. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And for all of those who say you don't have ammo in your gunsmithing space, eat a dick. All right, peace.